this Gardener Gone Wild lockdown special. And here we are in the land of playgrounds that look like crime scenes. Anyway, moving on from that, through a field to our next destination. As you can see, looks like we've had a fair bit of rain. And that was basically because we had what I like to call a monsoon. So as you can see, we've brought out the cavalry. That is the digger that always clears out the stream. Mainly because it isn't really treated like a stream. It's more like some kind of canal where basically all these banks have been built up to protect it from whenever it floods, and there's still a few, obviously quite a few properties that join it and they flood up as well. And you can see these detached mats of waterweed just floating along. And yeah, this happens whenever there's a flood, and this digger has to go along quite a length of a stream to clear it up. And yeah, that's all basically because the stream doesn't have anywhere to flood. Like if we continue all along the stream, which we can't really do because A, the video would be too long, and B, there's so many people about, it's hard to film. Like that's why I was in that field that's literally over that way. I mean, there's a little bridge, but I mean, especially with all the social distancing stuff, it's a case of it takes anyone forever to get across that bridge whenever there's people around. It's crazy. Anyway, hello duckies! Hello! Yeah, I have to admit the stream is looking cleaner than usual. Which, considering it basically looks a murky brown mud colour, is astonishing. It just goes to show. Oh, there they are! So they're clearing out all the debris over there, and basically that's because, you know, the stream's pretty narrow. When it floods up, it floods up. Like, you look at the sky now, I know it's fairly, you know, cloudy and overcast, but it's nowhere near as bad as what it was just before. I mean, overnight it blanketed down with rain. And yeah, and even this afternoon, this morning, was basically raining until now, where there's a break. I mean, I don't think it's going to stay fine for that long, so probably, you know, make most of it while it lasts. So anyway, as you can see, the worst of the flooding is already over, but that was mainly because the ground was just so dry before. Anyway, basically sun was quite dry, and it's autumn now, and it's been astonishingly dry as well. I mean, I'd say this is actually the first time this year the ground has actually been properly moistened. Moist. Yes, anyway. Enough of the moist ground, which is all around us. And yeah, onwards along the stream. Can you guess what is in this pipe? The answer is just after the break. Are there times we have ever felt adrift, afloat, and sometimes like the world just treats you like a weed? Well, as you can see there, there's someone else who agrees. So, if you ever feel alone, just sit by a stream and you'll know that someone will just drift by and make your day. Welcome back to this Gardener Gone Wild special, lockdown edition. And as you'll be wondering, what is in that pipe? The answer lies over here. And I won't say the word, Just hope this camera focuses. Anyway, onwards we go. So you might be wondering, where does all that waterweed come from? And why is it clogging up the stream whenever there's a flood? Well, if you notice, there's actually not much of it growing right where you've got other types of vegetation quite close to the stream. And then where it's basically bare grass, you of course get, you know, all of that other stuff, those very fast growing herbaceous freshwater plants. By freshwater I mean, isn't it, you know, grows by freshwater, it doesn't actually grow in the water. Well, it's roots from the water, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so a big reason what happens is along most of the stream it's just grassy banks. There's no riparian vegetation. I mean, it's crazy considering that riparian vegetation is an extremely good way of holding up stream banks, preventing erosion, and they even help to, you know, detoxify streams and rivers by removing pollutants and so on. And in this country, we're very fussy about, you know, getting the farmers to plant up streams and so on. But urban councils, I think they're interested. Well, at least Kapiti Coast District Council doesn't appear to be so. So as you can see, there's a lot more grassy stream banks now in this area. And you can see these little mats of, you know, detached botanical matter, shall we call it, just floating down the stream. It's bonkers. And then the council has to pay someone to, you know, as you saw that digger, come along and scoop it out. And then if it does flood, all these houses along here, you know, they're liable a lot of the time. At least I think they would. They probably are. I'm not an expert on law. I mean, look at me. Am I a lawyer? Clearly not. Anyway, so as you can see, here's a whole bunch of small flax seedlings. The big reason why I point them out is that, well, New Zealand native flax, which obviously is completely no relation to, you know, the flax, you know, what people consider the actual flax overseas, although I don't really know what it is because I only know the New Zealand one, which Maori name is hakeke, and Latin name is something like Phorium tenax, yet again, excuse the Latin. And yeah, it's an incredibly good riparian species. It's a grass, and it forms big clumps when it's obviously a lot bigger. And yeah, even if they sometimes attach, they can still perform a much better job than these fast growing mats of herbaceous material that all along the stream are still in the process of detaching. And here is some willow. And the thing is, especially in New Zealand, willow gets an extremely bad rap. And that is because A, it's an exotic species, and as I have mentioned in prior videos, exotic species are somehow not welcome in this country, and you must only use native plants, even though all of our agriculture and horticulture industries exist off virtually all exotic plants. And all of our environments we've created as humans don't exactly fit the natural, native New Zealand forest biota and wetland biota, especially the wetland biota. The amount of wetlands we've drained as a human species in this country is beyond comprehension. Anyway, continuing along. Where were we? Willow, of course. And yeah, so you see there's another little clump over there, but I'm sure when the little little guy with a digger comes along, that will be going as well. And yeah, willow is of course a plant that is well adapted for wetland environments, especially stream margins and so forth. And that was actually a reason why it's brought into the country in the first place. At least that is what at least, you know, you'd assume that would be anyway, because I'm sure that its uses with the bark as a painkiller weren't exactly that necessary when people settled this country, mainly because by then they started to actually develop and process the actual pharmaceutical compounds at that point. Anyway, what I'm showing you here, so along here, behind this little mound of, you know, well, this hill of mostly blackberry, is where they dump all of, you know, the stuff they basically dredge out of the stream. And as you can see over here, they generally don't dredge the airport side, of course, because behind us, that's all council along that stream, and here's, excuse me, all airport land. So of course, you know, behind this fence is airport's responsibility for the council, at least as far as I know. And we're coming to the entrance of where they've dumped stuff more recently. Obviously not this flood, but prior floods. And yeah, so as you can see, that's the same kind of stuff, just had a bit more time to rot down. And the digger comes along, drops it all off. Most of these other mounds where it's previously decomposed, and the thing is, although of course it's an incredibly good source of organic matter and be a lot of nutrients, also be a lot of pollutants, including that kind of, I think it's a plastic bottle, but, and there's other bits of plastic and other stuff in here, so yeah, there are problems of basically using stream dredgings. Anyway, walking across this little culvert, as you can see, we get back to stream, and more importantly, the sources of pollution that come to it, that, you know, affect all the waterfowl, and yes, even the plants growing in them. After all, we are a gardening YouTube channel, or at least that's what I try to do. And yeah, so I'd say the biggest sources of pollution, especially in an urban stream like this, are stormwater and, as they like to eloquently put it, wastewater. Passing this awesome old bridge, which, well, it's a bridge, it's sturdy, it's awesome, and it's old. Get back to the stream. And yeah, so I'd say that stormwater is of course the most relevant one to the stream. I mean, drains and whether open or obviously closed up like stormwater system do drain into here. And the thing is, of course, where does most stormwater come from? Obviously one of the answers is the storm. But that's only a part of the picture. There's also the roads that it lands on. There's also even, you know, the fields and so forth. And yep, obviously, you know, nitrogen can leach out of soils into waterways along with phosphorus and other, you know, nutrients which when they build up in a huge amount. Oh, so you can see here, when water of one ditch joins the stream, then there's that little turbidity current, and as you can see there, the dark colour is caused by a mixture of peat decay and also even as we saw in, you know, my expressway video, all of that runoff from those wetlands, not all of it, but some of it, goes down this very drain, well, channel. And yeah, so basically you're getting the pollutants of the cars. Sure, they've been filtered to some degree, but when you've got expressway level pollution, because, well, the expressway is that white object down in the distance, rough. That's just one bridge of it. It's a bridge that we saw. And yeah, everything from, you know, the various, you know, pollutants like parabens and all of that kind of stuff. I can't be bothered delving off into that right now. Ooh, cute little birdies over here. Let's have a look. I got them in focus. Whoop, there they go. Yeah, I got them for a nanosecond. That's the main thing. And so saying, there's heaps of people out, you know, it's not stopping filming, it's just all this weird bubble business, shall we say. Yeah, I've just found it really hard being, you know, around and all of that. But as you can see, the stream is flooding up quite nicely. Always floods around this section mainly because the path just gets so low. I mean, the path's up, it's up, starts going down, and as we see down here, it's hard to get the camera still while I'm running. Yeah, that's the end of the path. Path goes dry and, I mean, floods. So yeah, I mean, it always gets covered with a layer of, you know, with dirt and everything. I mean, I say dirt because there generally isn't terribly much silt coming off this, I mean, the stream. Sure, it originates up in those hills, and I mean, I can actually get close to the source of it in this little place called, I can't remember, and no, that's not the name of it. And yeah, and then it mostly goes through sand dunes and peaty spots, so that's what's reflected in what drains down. And as you can still see, there's a whole heap of that water weed that hasn't detached yet, but if we get another rain, it's sure to go at some stage. That basically sort of more or less sums up what's happening with the stream. And just going to head backtrack for one moment. Loading, past the tasty channel and another murky channel, past the section of stream where people have built far too close to it, and say hello to the kitty. And also past the couple of trees that really look incredibly unhealthy, and it really makes you wonder what is in that water. And even though this very pipe isn't spilling sewage, there have been sewage overflows in this very waterway, especially in summer. So if in doubt, do not swim in the Wharemuku stream. And coming up as well, a little bit that the digger got done, and yeah, that's only a very small part of the problem. Of course it looks small from this distance, but as we get closer, even this tiny fragment is actually still a fairly large part of the problem. So if we get a good size comparison, here is me, and here are these piles of sludgy, lovely stuff that has been had actual properly invasive, truly invasive plants grow on it. And I'm actually saying that because the way these grow in the streams, I do think there's a reason why they need to be rid of. But there's no point in just going on getting rid of them. You need to plant something else there, because it's all to do with the habitat. So you can see, this is a bit of a dirt that got scooped out, and even though it doesn't look too bad from the camera, it's very sludgy. And yeah, if you had smell-o-vision, yes, if you could smell this, I'm sure you'd understand exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, that concludes this little Gardener Gone Wild lockdown special. And by the way, if you like incoherent ramblings and a bit of occasionally educational footage. Don't forget, please like, subscribe, and keep watching these awesome videos. I know this is going to be a very long video, but just before we finish, we just have to see what the Wharemuku is like at the... Did I finish my sentence? The other end. We are very near the end of the waterway. And also my patience with overly dense residential development. And this is it. This is where the Wharemuku ends. Also where there's, yet again, the suspect mats of material. So as you can see, these mats end up going right out to the sea, as well as all the pollutants that the stream carries. So, if you happen to ever be a landowner that has a stream, I know I'd love to be one, yeah, it's just a case of, you know, I feel like a big reason why you need to plant other things around the stream. I know they capture pollutants, but anything to prevent these awesome big mats of stream clogging material that go, if you're lucky, straight out to sea. Otherwise, they clog up streams, cause all sorts of havoc, and they also provide a guy with a digger employment, which I guess that one's okay. But even then, there are all sorts of other things you can be doing with a digger. Whoa! I did not realise the extent of the... Oh, I just have to keep this video rolling, don't I? I mean, it's not expecting to get down to the beach, hello seagulls, and to see so much of this debris and how 99% of that debris is one species of plant that grows on stream banks. Astonishing, isn't it? And this poor fellow that got ripped out as well. Rest in peace. As you can see, it just continues on and on. So do seagulls. And yeah, astonishing, isn't it? You keep walking down this beach and you keep seeing the same type of debris. I actually don't know what to make of it. As you can see, the current is obviously going south, and that explains why all this debris is just being piled on the beach. And I am truly in disbelief. I really am. God. This goes on. It's like a thing has been driving along. Mainly because they're fixing up, guess what? Another drain. Like obviously, what we saw earlier was actually a stream, but even then, the drains, you know, they cut out storm water and sometimes even sewage when they overflow. All of this goes out to the beach, and even on a day like this, the beach has been surprisingly popular. Ooh. Is that a frisbee? And all the pollutants that come out of it, like a good old frisbee. Woo! And mess tide! Anyway, if I choose to end the video at this point, here I am. And I just have to say, it's incredibly unusual for there to be such a difference in the tide. So it clearly shows you that I have a feeling that the storm has not passed yet. Come on waves, give us some action. Give us some action. Waves, I'm waving at you. It's taking a while. It'll come.